Hey everybody, I'm going to stream some more Game of Thrones today. I'm going up against Martell Lion with Stark Fealty. It looks like I can start with Winterfell, Bran, and Hodor, which is okay, a little bit dicey though. I'm probably going to be up against First Snow, so I don't really want to start with two low-cost characters and no economy, so I'm going to throw this back, and we'll see what happens. Still no economy. That's not good. Looks like we're going with the duped Eddard and Bran. Not the best start ever, but we'll see if I can make it work here. And I'm up against a duped Nymeria and a King's Road and a Greenblood Traitor. That duped Nymeria is going to be a problem. I haven't drawn into a milk. Martell Lion is the kind of deck that usually runs Rattle Shirts. I do have a Nightmares to blank her, but that's only for one turn. This deck almost always opens with trading, and it looks like that's probably what I'm going to do here. Building orders is kind of tempting just so I can get a Rose Road, because this is going to be a long game without any economy. If I go with the building orders, I can still put out Shaggy Dog and Ice, something like that. It's not awful. I think we'll try that. Alright, building orders against Long Plan. We'll see who he wants to play first. Still getting used to this new octagon. Everything's changed around. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Alright, so I could take that milk that I was thinking about, or just some economy. Really have a lot of options here, wow. So this choice here is going to define the game pretty quickly. Wow. Feel free to post in the comments what you guys would do here. This is a tough choice. Heart Tree, Milk, Winterfell, or Gates. I'd love to see that Winterfell, but there are two other copies, so I'm kind of likely to draw into one eventually to shut down his tier shenanigans. It's going to be tough to play it this turn, is the problem. If I go with the draw, that leaves me with enough for just ice. That seems a little risky. We're going to go with the money. Oops, didn't mean to do that face down. Alright, so we'll add that to my hand, shuffle, and time to draw some cards. Alright, I get a King's Road and a dupe of Jory. I believe he said I was playing first. Yep. So we'll go ahead and count some money. So I think the plan here is ice, and let's see, I could go either Lewin or Septim Ordain and get an intrigue icon. Let's do that. This is so weird. Alright, I guess that works pretty well. So which one here? I don't have Sansa or Arya yet, or Rob, or I do have Bran actually, so let's do that. No gold left for nightmares. Not the most explosive start. This deck can have some really crazy first turns when you go with trading. Which maybe I should have gone trading just to get Blackfish out there, but he kind of seems like he's going to be Tears bait. My opponent has tons of economy to start off here. He's going to drop both King's Roads. For Sir Ilan Payne. And Bran is going to the dead pile. Nothing I can do about that. Alright, so that is a problem. He didn't really play anyone worth icing. Sure. So he's not even going to give me the option. So it sure looks like I need to sit here and defend. I can't let him push through the military and the intrigue because he does have the money for tiers. So I could then be down to just Eddard and he would surely be marched away next turn. Doesn't have enough strength for a sword, so I don't have to worry about that. Man, Ilan is really good in this deck. I played Martell Lion for a while before that pack came out. Alright, so I'm definitely behind the 8-ball here. He's at least spent all his economy, but he does get to carry over 2 gold to this next round. We're both good on reserve. So now do I go trading and flood the board? I think I still have the same problem of Blackfish being Tears bait, although I suppose Eddard's dupe is gone now as well, so I may as well play out another one because one of them's going to die either way, likely. I can get Jory out there. Yeah, let's do that. I just feel like I've been behind since that flop. I hate seeing no economy during any game. Alright, ice is gone. So that's interesting that he's running Confiscation and not Rattle Shirts, because I really like Rattle Shirts in these decks that are running for Snow. So I guess if I can get another Milk or another Ice, that'll be pretty valuable. Double Winterfell. Alright. So I definitely need to get that out here. So I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if I play the King's Road, which means I have just enough for Blackfish, Jory, Winterfell. But not enough for Nightmares to blank Gaston. I'm not sure why he would do that now. That doesn't really make any sense. Surely he should just wait and see what else I marshal. But okay. Now, should I dupe Jory? I think I should. For military claim. Somebody's surely going to get marched next turn. He doesn't have a winter plot, but neither do I, and there's Taim. So that's probably why he got rid of that ice. Although really I don't think he was under any pressure to do that, because he did have Nymeria to keep killing, or clearing Edward's military icon. This has just been brutal. So I'm going to need to use Winterfell on defense during his intrigue challenge. Does Blackfish work both ways? No, only as attacker. Last turn when he used Nymeria immediately upon the challenge phase starting, I think that made sense. Because he didn't want me to attack with ice. Generally, a lot of the times you want to wait, which I think is a mistake a lot of players make, is to use Nymeria before they need to. It can be a lot more effective if you wait and see how the first challenge or two plays out, unless there's something that you really need to prevent specifically. Yeah, I'm at +1 strength. I don't think that's a huge benefit right now, though. Really, I'm just missing the icons and the chuds for Marched and Claim Soak. want to send Blackfish on a military challenge here so I can get that draw. Or you know what, I should have sent Jory because Blackfish can defend against Nigeria's military challenge. That was a big mistake. I did forget about, that bonus was actually relevant this turn. Realized that just too late. Alright, and then unopposed and claim. Because the Blackfish doesn't actually have to attack to get his reaction. I could have sent Jory. That would have worked out much better. There you go, guys. Learn from my mistakes. I think I may as well do a power challenge here. Why not? Alright, so unopposed, claim, and renown, and that's all I got. Now if he has a Nightmares here for my Winterfell, I'm pretty much screwed. So he's going to have Dom either way. He's surely doing March next turn, which means my calling isn't very attractive. I may end up going with Summons, which isn't very much gold. I do have a King's Road at least. Alright. So I will successfully defend the power challenge, and then he will take Dom. Oh no, he's ambushing in a burn ban? Is that what's going on? Sure. So I am nominally winning right now, but that will not last very long. Unless I can figure out a way out of this mess. He may actually go for snow sooner or later, just to turn off Winterfell. Even though it's not really gonna help his board state any more than mine. Alright. Bran is dead already. Arya seems like a good bet. Or Catelyn. I do have Septim Ordain, so Arya would gain an Intrigue icon and immune to plot effects. Ellen can kill her. But I think I'm gonna need something cheap this turn because I'll be sitting on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is enough for Arya and Septa and Nightmares. Yeah, we'll go with Arya. Alright. Drawn a couple of useless cards already this game. Only 41 cards left in the deck still. So that's not really what you want to see. You know what, neither one of these are loyal, so I'm going to have to use the King's Road. Which is kind of a bummer. Alright, so that will surely not last long. Where's Peak? Hodor. Okay. And then I could do the Minstrel. The Septim Ordain make more sense. That leaves me a gold for Nightmares. So I could actually Nightmares Ilyn here. Although I guess I really should have done that by now if I had wanted to do that. I didn't even think about it until now. Do I want to Nightmares Ilyn? The other action would be Nightmaresing Nymeria. It's incredible how he's only been through 16 cards of his deck. I've seen 4 more cards than already. You'd think that would be a bit of an advantage. So now my military challenge is not very attractive. He can actually push through a sword now with that Burned Men Nymeria combo. Yeah, this Stark deck likes to play wide. It does not do well with a small board. I think I have made a few mistakes here. I haven't been playing with Stark a whole lot. Just the odd game here or there. Honestly, I'm pretty rusty in general. I haven't been playing that much lately. He's done. They can Nightmares, Nymeria, and prevent a potential sword. He also has gold for the Hound. Sure. That's interesting. I've been running Viper's Eyes over Hand's Judgments. They're free. Why would you want to pay gold when you can do essentially the same thing for free, almost? Sure. So I was thinking I was going to defend the military challenge this turn, but now that's not going to happen. Now I have to choose between potential sword or a definite Tyene and a potential Tears. So I guess I'm still using this during Intrigue. We'll do a power challenge for what that's worth. Maybe I can get lucky and somehow just power rush my way out of this, even though he's decimating my board. So you can go 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can actually defend with 3. So I don't have to worry about a sword. I just use Winterfell to block the Intrigue shenanigans. I've got the dupe for Claim Soak. I think he definitely goes for Snow next turn just to shut down Winterfell, and then Tyene can just wreck everything. I can marshal the Minstrel, who can defend 4 strength to 3, but all he needs is 1 more strength of Intrigue, or just use Nymeria on the Intrigue. I think if he pulls Blackfish or the Minstrel here, then it's over. And there you go. Alright, so is there anything I can do to counter a first snow here? I can kneel Tyene. Where I can go calling and just hope to draw into Rob or something similar. Yep. Really? All three brands. Okay, sure. So I have a choice of either Greywind or River Run Minstrel. And Greywind can actually maybe intimidate something, potentially. He must have the Hound by now, right? Although he only has 3 gold and no extra gold, so he won't be able to use the Hound this turn. Alright, like that. He could have Arion though. Let's see here. And of course he can also re-ambush the burned men. Whatever icon he takes, he'll still be able to push through a military and an intrigue. This looks pretty grim. That art is not House Tully, so I can't even gain some power there. Not looking good. Please, if you guys notice any mistakes and you mention them in the comments, just try and mention the time of the video as well. That makes it easier for me to go back and watch and see what the heck you're talking about. And I do want to apologize for not streaming the last couple weeks. 2 weeks ago I had a pretty epic Tyrell versus Tyrell match in round 2 of the Octagon League that I pulled one out of my ass after being way down for most of the game. Turns out High Garden, Knight of Flowers, and Lady Sansa's Rose are a pretty cool trick together. Actually kicked his Knight of the Flowers out when it was attacking, defended with my own, and went from 11 power to 14. And then last week I played against a Martell Fealty that just ran Tyene and Nymeria, etc. all over me, and it did not go well. So this is 2 weeks in a row that I've gotten crushed by Martell. And he's drawn his 3rd King's Road, so that's cool. 18 cards into his deck. Luck has not been on my side today. I have made a few mistakes though, so I can't really pass off this loss entirely on luck. Looks like probably Hound coming in, or maybe just a simple Tears would do it. I guess he used that King's Road to have the 2 gold left over for Burned Men, so that makes sense. I have to say I do agree with some of the sentiments posed by White Buck and Second Sons this week. The delay of packs is really unfortunate, but we'll just have to stick it out. Let FFG know how we feel, and hopefully the organized play program makes some strides here. Not entirely sure why he's killing Arya. I guess he just doesn't want her back in my hand next turn, so that's fair. And, if he doesn't even need Ilan to win the challenges that he needs to push through, then why not? So I think he should take Greywind's military icon here, which renders him totally useless. Although actually in that case I would be able to defend the military that he sends back at me. Unless he's got something good with Arion to bounce in. Or anything really, even that Bastard Daughter would be enough, because then he's got 4 from Nymeria, 2 from Burnman, 1 from Bastard Daughter, 7. So he can defeat Eddard in the military challenge. Although if he does ambush that Burnman, I guess he doesn't have gold for Tears then. So I might just make it out of this with 1 character alive. But I'll be staring down 4 on his side, which is obviously not good. I hope I'm not making a mistake. I believe Intimidate is equal to, so I can kneel Nymeria. Maybe it would make more sense to kneel Arion and save myself from losing the power challenge. Clan will surely be the dupe here. And then we'll intimidate Arion. And I think I just go for broke and do the power challenge, because why not? Let's see what he's got here. Littlefinger, interesting. That'll certainly work to win a power challenge. Or an intrigue, really. Either way. I suppose I've at least haven't run up against a Tears yet. Alright, so I guess I just go calling the banners here and hopefully I draw into something. But Tyene is going to be a problem again this turn? No. I'll have Winterfell back, unless he has Long Plan or something, or Long Winter, rather. Yeah, it's got to be calling. This deck runs 2 milks, and I really could have used them this game, because Illen and Nymeria have just been destroying my board. I'll play first. A gold and draw. And I can actually play both of those guys. Alright. Sir Ellen's not going to be killing anything this round. He's got 9 cards in hand, that's crazy. I didn't even realize he had coppers. Yep. So Ariane can come back out. I'll probably take away Eddard's power icon at this point. I think that's the right move. Mm-hmm. Seven plus 4 is 11. He's got 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, so he can even defend the power challenge. Yep. Alright, let's see here. I think I just have to live to fight another day. I do the power with the minstrel, and then I just use these guys to defend military. He hasn't shown me the Hound yet, but he just drew a bunch of cards, so I have to assume he has it. Or a Widow's Wail, although he is out of gold. Alright, so he didn't forget that I'm at 4 strength. He defended sufficiently. Now I'm tempted to send John on a military challenge. What's that really going to accomplish, though? I either get an unopposed power If he doesn't block, I get the unopposed power. If he does block, then even if he brings in the Hound, Eddard can defend. Maybe I just send them both and let Jon Snow die to the Hound. I think I'll just play it safe here. Defend the military. Live for another round. Maybe I can squeak out a Dom win here, depending on what he's got to bounce in with Ariane. So my one problem with this plot deck is that you pretty much have to run Confiscation. But I've had like 3 games in a row now, I think, where it's just been a totally dead plot. Almost all of my other decks have been running Rattle Shirts, but with Fealty and Gates of Winterfell, you really want to keep that character count low. Plus, Stark already has so many military monocons, so you don't really want to add any more. So it looks like I'm going Wardens next turn. Maybe I can pull out some kind of shenanigans with Eddard and get to 15, but that doesn't seem likely because he's going to take a power from me here for power claim. I'm going to basically have to draw into Rob next turn, or Blackfish. Which I think there are 5 copies left of those players that I haven't seen yet. Okay. Alright, I don't give any shits what he pulls for claim here. And he's got a military challenge left, which he surely should not do, so what does that maybe give me? Dom? I think it does. Yeah. Puts me back up to 12, gives me an outside chance of pulling out some kind of shenanigans here. I'm gonna need to get lucky. Have I even killed any of his characters? I killed a Dornish Desert Scavenger. Okay, so he gets to draw a card off that. Was he actually... No, his reserve was fine, because he had coppers last turn. Come on, Robbie Stark. No. Nope. Alright. And she has 0 strength. That's cool. I think I actually had about a 2 out of 7 chance there to get either Rob or Blackfish. So it wasn't bad odds. I mean, I guess I play Sansa and at least making me kill her with Ellen, for what that's worth. That's just incredibly disappointing, though. So I'm doing some math here. If he plays out Arion, he'll have 19 strength worth of power icons. I can have 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 5 is 16, so that is not enough. Damn. So close. So close. Because with Wardens, even if he strips one of my icons, I can still send them all on the same challenge and trigger Eddard. And I can get pretty freaking close. I think I'm going to be just short. Unless he makes a mistake. I think he's got this. Caliat's slightly annoying. Gives him 2 more strength for power. Really, my only hope here is if he forgets Wardens, which he seems like he's been a good player so far. His only mistake was trying to trigger Tyrion after Winterfell. He's saving 5 gold, so Hota can kick whoever out, and that should do it. That's the problem with Hota. Yep. Well done. Oh, but you know what? I have Winterfell, but then I can't trigger Eddard, so yeah. And I do need to trigger Eddard, because I can only get to 14 from Claim and Renown. Why is Wardens in the North not a winter plot? Alright, so let's recount here. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 4 is 15, 16, 17. I can get 16. Don't see a way out of this. If I declare a military with John, that accomplishes nothing. If I declare a power with only the minstrel, then I would have to add Eddard before he does Hota, because I have to have a participating Stark character to use Wardens. So I kind of have to tip my hand here. Which is unfortunate. Is there any chance that he's saving that gold for just the Hound and not Hota? I think he would have just marshaled the Hound if that was the case. So it's gotta be Hota. Alright, let's see it. I'll make you have it. Or you can just defend with everybody, that's fine too. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. I didn't have any way out there. If you spot something that I missed, please let me know. But I don't think I had any optimal plays there. Sitting on all this extra gold sure would have been nice to have Catelyn, or... Man, Catelyn would have been amazing. Oh, man. Yep. There we go. He's not even stood, he's just removed, isn't he? Yep. You know what, I was thinking that it stood and removed, but it does not. Is there any way he doesn't win the game here? 3 unopposed. Claim. Alright, well thanks for watching guys. I will post a deck list as always, so feel free to comment on that. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back next week.